So we were discussing about the NMR spectroscopy. So lastly we did some structures. We did ethyl bromide, we did ethanol, we did some other structures. But today we are going to discuss about the NMR spectra of acetaldehyde. So basically acetaldehyde, for the NMR approach, you should basically know certain type of things. So the first thing is that you should know the structure of the given compound. If you know the structure of a given compound, then basically you will be able to determine the structure of your organic compound. So the structure is the backbone of your NMR spectra. If you know the name, you won't be able to determine your NMR spectra. So for determining NMR spectra, basically you should know the structure, the chemical formula of the acetaldehyde, which is nothing but, I will write here down the structure. So the structure is CH3 and CHO. So this is the structure of acetaldehyde. This is the aldehyde group. Everybody knows about that. CHO group is an aldehyde group, and CH3 is basically the methyl group which is attached to it. So the compound's name is acetaldehyde. So the second thing is very important. What you do is you basically look for the different types of protons in your spectrum. So how many total number of different protons are there? So there are two different sets. So this one forms the first set, and this forms the second set, because both of the protons are of different nature. So different nature, I mean, is the different chemical environment. Different chemical environment, I mean to say the different electronic environment. Different electronic environment. That means this hydrogen is in a different environment than the hydrogens which are attached to the methyl group. So that basically the total number of signals what you get on the NMR spectra depends on the total types of the protons which are here. So the total number of signals, how many you will get? Yes, you need to respond on this. So you will get two signals on proton NMR spectra. Proton NMR spectra. Let's draw this. First of all, you have x-axis and y-axis. So on this line, as I have told you, we are starting from the 0 ppm. 0 ppm, and we are going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? So as I have already mentioned that in NMR spectroscopy, we are using a reference compound. Reference compound is the compound what we basically use as a reference material, and we basically look for the different types of chemical shifts depending on the chemical shift of that reference peak. In this, we are using the reference material as TMS. TMS is nothing but the tetramethylsilane. So tetramethylsilane is used as a reference material, and its resonance peak is over here, which is at 0 ppm. ppm is nothing but the parts per million. Yesterday, as I have told you that what is 1 million? 1 million is 10 raised to power 6. 1 million is 10 raised to power 6. Now, with this reference, we will look for the different types of protons in our compound. Now, our compound is nothing but the acetaldehyde. We have two different peaks. Two different peaks means we have two different types of hydrogens in two different chemical environments. Depending on that chemical environment, we will be having two different peaks on this spectra. For example, I am just drawing the two peaks over here. One over here, and the other one I am drawing over here. Right? So now you need to tell me which peak would be like for the methyl proton. If I am labeling the methyl protons as proton A and the proton as proton B. So among these, which would be proton A? Yes, just the methyl proton. So the methyl proton would be here, and the aldehydic proton would be here, right? So now you need to tell me why there is a big gap between the two different protons. Big gap, I mean to say that this resonates in between 2 and 3, and this resonates in between 9 and 10. So there is a big gap of chemical shift. So the reason is because this proton B is directly attached to the electron withdrawing group. Directly attached to the electron withdrawing group. So what it does, basically it takes the all electron density towards itself. When the electron withdrawing group takes all the density towards itself, this proton is basically naked. And it feels the external magnetic field to a greater extent. As compared to the protons of methyl. Which are not directly connected to the carbonyl group, which are directly connected to the carbon, right? So basically, so the reason is why they have the two different shapes of a big gap between the two. So it is only because of this proton is directly attached to the electron withdrawing group, which draws all the electron density from the proton and let this proton as naked proton. So that naked proton feels the external magnetic field to a greater extent, so that it resonates at a higher frequency than the proton which is attached to the methyl group, right? So now the second point is we